Be agreed to, and I call the member for Wentworth.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And thank you to the member for Casey for proposing this motion. I understand he has a background in a tech startup, Ritual, and that is one of the few parliamentarians who have some experience of tech, of running a business, and especially the risks faced by businesses and startups. And we need more of that experience in this place. Much of Australia's tech sector is based in my electorate of Wentworth, and a constant message I hear from the industry is that they need to feel better heard and understood by our parliamentarians and our bureaucrats, lest the opportunities that their businesses present leave us past. Too often, with decisions which affect them are being made without their input or full understanding of the implications for the industry. And this is a problem for an industry which is an increasingly important part of our economy. The technology sector contributes around $100 billion to GDP and makes up about 5% of the Australian economy, a share that is growing quickly and will continue to grow quickly into the future. And will continue to grow quickly because there's enormous promise and potential in Australian technology. That potential will become obvious as more local startups follow in the footsteps of others who are succeeding on the world stage. But the real potential is longer term. We have the creativity, the talent and resources for technology to contribute so much more to our economy and actually our society. The sector's future is bright. But harnessing this potential is going to take work from industry certainly, but also work from government and educators. Because when the interaction between the sector and the government is far from perfect, and while many of the frictions are small, they add up and they hold us back. That's why the technology community, represented by the Tech Council, are calling for change. They're calling for a talent pipeline to bring gifted people from around the world to contribute to Australia's tech future. And I have to say, this is a message that I've heard firsthand from some of Australia's leading technology entrepreneurs. They need the chance to bring the best of technology talent into this country so that we can really be at the forefront of this economic opportunity. They're calling for better, clearer regulation and regulatory frameworks that protect data and privacy while enabling innovation and growth. And again, so many in the tech sector see that Australia is behind the curve in terms of its regulatory environment in technology. Too much the business is actually leading while the government and bureaucrats are left behind. We have to change this so that government is properly informed on what is the appropriate regulatory framework for Australian businesses, both to harness the opportunity but also to protect Australian consumers and businesses. And they're calling for better targeted incentives which address the gaps in commercialising Australian innovations. These are enormous challenges, but what I also wanted to talk to was the experience I had as a CEO of Australian Business and Community Network. We were a network of 200 low socioeconomic schools and over 40 big businesses, many of them technology-based. And what was absolutely clear is that the enormous opportunity in technology is not being addressed in our education system, and that means particularly the disadvantaged kids amongst our community are missing out. They see themselves as consumers of tech, but often don't necessarily have the capabilities to be the creators of technology, and that is the change that needs to happen. During the pandemic, up to 50% of the kids in the schools that I worked with didn't have access to data and devices to be able to learn online. And that fell through to all sorts of other technology skills. That was just an example. And the answer, according to the principals and educators that I worked with, is actually that pairing of education and business, because business is leading on the forefront of tech, but education needs to work closely with business so that kids and young people are ready to take those advantages. So that is one of the key opportunities, I think, of this government and of future governments, if we are truly going to enable technology growth to be inclusive, which is what it has to be, as well as ensure that that technology growth, it really achieves the economic outcomes that it possibly could. I support many of what the principles that the Albanese government is taking action in technology, and in terms of, for instance, supporting small business investment in technology upgrades. But I think there are also opportunities there, and I think that I recommend to the government that they consider bringing the digital economy under one ministerial oversight, because I think that would be really valuable. I think the government needs to listen to the industry, not just consult it. It needs to truly listen to the industry for us to get the economic benefits of technology. I think we need to be at the forefront of what is good regulation in technology, not the absorbers of it from overseas. And we need to ensure that business and education work together to allow young people to thrive in a digital economy, because AI plus human interaction is the greatest opportunity.